Tragic police traffic stop incidents. Case 1. Isaiah Cordero. A devastating event that shook Riverside County, California, left the community in mourning after the tragic death of Riverside County Sheriff's Deputy Isaiah Cordero on December 29, 2022. As a routine traffic stop unfolded in the Jurupa Valley area, 32-year-old Deputy Cordero approached the vehicle he had pulled over. Little did he know that this seemingly ordinary stop would forever change the course of his life. In a split second, the occupant of the car brandished a gun and fatally shot Cordero. The gunman, identified as 44-year-old William Shea McKay, heartlessly fled the scene, leaving Cordero fighting for his life. Witnessing the horrifying attack, a courageous individual called 911 and rushed to provide aid to the wounded deputy until help arrived. Despite the valiant efforts to save him, Cordero succumbed to the fatal wounds he endured.
For neighbors who live near the scene of Thursday's fatal deputy-involved shooting, it's been an emotional day. This video from one home showing the moments just after Riverside Sheriff Deputy Isaiah Cordero was shot during a routine traffic stop.
Somebody shouted that there was a police officer down.
A tumultuous pursuit ensued as law enforcement officers relentlessly pursued McKay. The chase spanned multiple counties, involving an astonishing 30 to 40 vehicles hot on the assailant's trail. Finally, the pursuit ended when a spike strip disabled McKay's vehicle, leading to a deadly shootout with the officers. In a courageous stand, the officers fought back, ultimately ending McKay's violent rampage.
We saw the truck parked, heard the gunshot, saw the officer down, and ran to his aid. We tried our best to help the officer as much as we could.
The investigators say 44-year-old William McKay is the career criminal who shot Deputy Cordero during a traffic stop.
Down the 15 freeway, and there it is, an unprecedented look at a massive amount of law enforcement vehicles chasing that pickup truck that you see right there in the foreground and all those units behind him. Eventually, you'll see a Bearcat moved up and performed a pit maneuver on that pickup truck. It disabled that truck underneath one of the overpasses. There you see, that's the ending scene.
Amidst the tragedy, a disturbing revelation emerged. The loss of Deputy Cordero's life could have been entirely prevented had the criminal justice system not failed. McKay had an extensive criminal background, including kidnapping and assault robbery. Shockingly, he was out on bail when he committed the heinous attack on Cordero. He had been awaiting sentencing for stabbing a California Highway Patrol canine in 2021, facing a potential 25 to life sentence. Yet the judge inexplicably lowered McKay's bail, and even when he failed to appear for sentencing, the same judge released him once again. Had the justice system followed proper procedures, McKay would have been behind bars, and a life would have been saved. Deputy Cordero had fearlessly served for 8.5 years with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. His untimely passing leaves behind grieving colleagues, parents, and a stepbrother. This heart-wrenching loss serves as a stark reminder of the importance of addressing flaws within the criminal justice system to protect those who dedicate their lives to serving and protecting the community. Case 2. Donald Scoby. In a heart-wrenching incident that unfolded in Stuttgart, Arkansas in December 2022, a routine traffic stop escalated into a gripping pursuit, resulting in the tragic loss of a brave sergeant's life and leaving another officer wounded. As the clock struck 11 p.m. on December 14, Sergeant Scoby attempted to halt the suspect's vehicle, igniting a high-speed chase that set the night ablaze. The man behind the wheel refused to yield, leading the officers on a perilous pursuit. Finally, abandoning his car, the subject vanished into the darkness near the ominous Rieger Road, leaving the officers in a race against time. Sergeant Scoby fearlessly pursued the suspect, unwavering in his determination to protect the community. But tragically, in the pursuit of justice, he found himself face to face with danger. A barrage of shots rang out in the night air, and the unthinkable happened. Scoby was struck down by the assailant's bullets. Despite his comrades' valiant efforts, Scoby's life slipped away the following day, leaving the entire community in mourning. Yet, the harrowing tale continued as the ruthless assailant, identified as 31-year-old Jacob Cole Barnes, refused to relent. Taking refuge in a home where a woman cowered in fear, Barnes brazenly barricaded himself. The gravity of the situation demanded immediate action, and SWAT officers sprang into action, rescuing the terrified woman at dawn's first light. But a fierce standoff awaited them. Amidst the chaos, a fierce exchange of gunfire erupted as officers bravely confronted the assailant. In a final and fatal showdown, Barnes was brought down, paying the ultimate price for his heinous acts.
Barnes stopped the car near Riga Road and then ran on foot. When officers were running after him, ASP believes that is when Barnes shot and killed Sergeant Donald Scoby and shot another officer who is said to be okay. Barnes then ran into the home nearby where a woman living there barricaded herself inside.
Tragically, the ferocity of the shootout left another officer wounded, bravely sacrificing his own well-being for the safety of the community. The chilling truth unraveled after the dust settled. Jacob Cole Barnes was no stranger to the law enforcement in Northeast Arkansas. His checkered past was marked by disorderly conduct and possession of a firearm, casting a grim shadow over his intentions that fateful night. Sergeant Scoby, a beloved member of the Stuttgart Police Department, had dedicated 4 years of his life to serving and protecting the community. The loss of this courageous soul left a void that could never be filled. A heartbroken community, including his fellow officers, grieving family, and a loving wife, are left grappling with the aftermath of this tragic encounter. In the face of this heart-rending tragedy, a community stands united, honoring the memory of a fallen hero who made the ultimate sacrifice in the relentless pursuit of justice. Case 3. Seara Burton. In this next case, another police traffic stop proves deadly as Seara Burton discovered on the 10th of August 2022. Richmond police officer Seara Burton was called about 6:30 p.m. to assist in a police stop in the 200 block of N12th Street in Richmond, Indiana. Burton and her K9 partner, Brev, indicated a presence of a smell of narcotics from the moped they were investigating. The individual being questioned was 47-year-old Philip M. Lee. In a sudden turn of events, while officers were questioning Lee, he swiftly pulled out a concealed handgun and began shooting multiple times at the officers. Tragically, in the barrage that ensued, Burton was shot in the head. Officers returned fire at Lee, who fled on foot. The police briskly chased after the perpetrator, who was shortly after captured and treated for gunshot wounds.
Burton and her K9 Brev joined a traffic stop on August 10th just after 6:30 p.m. Court records say Brev detected narcotics in the scooter Lee was riding. Lee allegedly then pulled a gun and fired at the heads of 2 officers, hitting Burton once in the head.
That traffic stop became a life-changing event for Burton. The officer and Lee were treated at Reed Health. Police reports state that Burton was then flown to Miami Valley Hospital in Dayton, Ohio by medical helicopter, where she was fighting for her life. Officer Burton remained on life support until the 1st of September and was then transferred to the hospice facility, where she sadly died on the 18th of September 2022. Burton, who was just 28, had served 4 years with the Richmond Police Department. Adding to the heartache, Officer Burton was due to get married 9 days after the day she was shot. Her untimely death leaves behind a heartbroken fiancé, mother, stepmother, and a devastated community of colleagues and friends.
Burton's funeral procession made its way to Crown Hill Cemetery with her K9 partner Brev walking in front of the coach, carrying Burton's flag-draped casket. Elwood's police chief carried the thin blue line flag, marking his department as the last before Richmond to lose an officer in the line of duty when Elwood police officer Noah Shanavas was shot and killed in July.
As the investigation delves into Lee's troubled past, it is revealed that he had a lengthy history of criminal convictions. Lee's long checkered past was well known to law enforcement authorities. He held previous convictions for instances including possession of drugs, burglary, auto theft, possession of controlled substances, battery, and leaving the scene of an accident. Lee was charged with murder, attempted murder, as well as being charged with possession of a firearm by a serious violent felon. He also received charges for 3 counts of drug-related possession. The trial date has been pushed out multiple times and has now been set for February 10, 2025. Prosecutors have stated that they will seek the death penalty if Lee is convicted. Hopefully justice will be served for Officer Seara, whose promising career was cut short in a senseless act of violence. Case 4. Noah Jacob Shahnavaz. In a heart-stopping and tragic incident, the life of police officer Noah Jacob Shahnavaz was endangered during a seemingly routine traffic stop. On a dark night, July 31st, 2022, Officer Shanavas pulled over a vehicle near Madison Avenue and Route 37 at about 2 a.m. As he approached the driver's car, little did he know that danger lurked ahead. Without warning, the driver unleashed a hail of bullets at Shahnavas, striking him twice in the head and multiple times across his body. The assailant, identified as Carl Roy Webb Bordsey II, endlessly fled the scene, leaving the courageous Elwood police officer fighting for his life.
Investigators believe Boards fired at least 36 shots from an AK-47 type rifle through the windshield of Officer Shanavaz's patrol car. The officer died from multiple gunshot wounds to the head and body. His gun was still in its holster.
A relentless pursuit ensued as law enforcement raced to locate and apprehend Boards. Despite the assailant firing at officers during the car chase, they devised a daring maneuver that would leave Boards stunned and unable to escape. Employing the precision immobilization technique, they swiftly turned his vehicle 180 degrees, bringing it to a halt, and captured him. Investigations revealed that Boards had an extensive criminal record, including battery, resisting law enforcement, and possession of a firearm as a serious violent felon. Shockingly, this wasn't his first violent encounter with the police. In 2007, he had previously shot at Indianapolis police during another traffic stop, leading to a 25-year sentence. However, he was released on parole in August 2021. Despite being rushed to the hospital, Officer Shahnavaz's injuries proved fatal, and the 24-year-old hero succumbed to his wounds. He leaves behind grieving parents, a brother, and a sister.
6 WRTV investigates learned Boards shot at police officers in Indianapolis. He was convicted of that in 2007 and sentenced to 25 years. Now, according to the Indiana Department of Correction, he was released from prison and sent to a transition program in April of 2019. Boards then completed parole last August.
Currently held at Hamilton County Jail, Carl Roy Webb Bords II faces serious charges, including murder, resisting law enforcement, and illegal possession of a firearm as a serious violent felon. His trial, set for January 2025, will determine the fate of this dangerous criminal. The tragic loss of Officer Shahnavaz serves as a stark reminder of the risks and sacrifices law enforcement officers make daily to protect their communities. His memory will forever be cherished as a symbol of bravery and dedication to duty. If you enjoyed this video, then please show your support for this channel by liking, subscribing, or leaving a comment with your thoughts on this video.